Hi everybody and welcome to week 3 of the plant-based cookery course. It's getting so exciting. We're doing breakfasts this week. So I hope you've been enjoying the first 2 weeks and you're starting to implement some of those recipes. And remember not to worry, I know it can feel a bit overwhelming. It's little baby steps. Just do 1 or 2 things because I know we're all busy. And it's full on, lot to do. But remember, at the end of the 6 weeks, you're going to have an incredible resource of plant-based recipes that really tie into your life, and you can start to implement the recipes into your everyday lives. And it's about having these essential items in your fridge, in your store cupboard, that you can just call on. And so when you open the fridge, you've always got something to eat and you know what to do with it. So this week is breakfast. Now, obviously breakfasts are really, really key. They're quite easy for plant-based eaters. We've got smoothies, granolas, nut milks, coconut yogurt. So it's actually quite an easy one. We need to make sure we're really, really powering up on a good balanced breakfast that will sustain us through to lunchtime. So I've made some nut milks. Now, don't panic about nut milks. They're so expensive. All these things are really, really expensive in the shops, and they are so simple to make. So I've done a little video about how to make nut milks. Really, really straightforward. I stack up on them. Almond and cashew are my favourites, and I make those at the beginning of the week. I also make my own coconut yogurt, so that again is simple, and I know it may feel daunting, but if you want to spend $12-13 for a tub of coconut yogurt when you can make it for, well, let's say $4, $5. So I've got a probiotic. I love ProGurt, or you can use any other probiotic or a starter, yogurt starter. There's the Biomi actually has got a coconut yogurt starter in the shop as we speak, so I'll put a link on for that. I love porridge, so I've made a chia, amaranth and oat porridge with coconut milk, and I've topped the porridge with coconut. I put on some coconut shards, and I may do something like a passion fruit to go on the top as well. So it becomes, as long as you've got your kitchen stocked really well, vegetables, figs, strawberries, frozen berries, they're really great value. Paw with a bit of squeeze of lime is a great breakfast. Apples, so apples are in my porridge as well, so I tend to like Granny Smith's or Fiji. Now I've done a gluten-free bread. Now bread, I love bread, but I just cannot tolerate gluten. So this gluten-free is a staple bread in our kitchen. I slice it up, put it in the freezer, so I've always got some toast, and I can top with avocado. I use avocado as a butter or tahini, and I may have a savoury breakfast. So I may have some leftover from last night, so it could be the ratatouille or the dal. That's great for having for breakfast. Don't always feel you have to go for the sweet stuff. I may chop up some garlic and mushrooms and leeks and have some semi-dried tomatoes. I'm a great fan of the dehydrator, which I really, that's not an expensive item, but the dehydrator, the Thermomix, are probably my two pieces of equipment that I'm not sure that I could survive without. Obviously, any kind of blender, but it needs to be really, really fully powered one, a really top-notch, high-powered one. That's the word I want. Spinach, frozen spinach. You don't always have to have the fresh stuff. Frozen is brilliant. It keeps in the freezer. You can just toss in a cube into your veggies in the morning. And top it again with coconut yogurt. I tend to put coconut yogurt into most things, and maybe some sauerkraut on the top. Remember, sauerkraut again is a probiotic, so it can't be heated up. Now sprouts, I might put some sprouts on the top of that. And I've done a little sprout recipe. You can do it, I promise you. It's just getting yourself into the rhythm of having a working kitchen that's kind of energized. You've got the kombucha, you've got the sprouting, you've got the kefir, you've got your, what else have you got happening? You've got your nut milks. I mean, it's a new way of us living in our world of preservatives, additives, people pushing sugar. You know, it's taking control. We've got to take control of the kitchen. So that's, I forgot where I was now. So nut busters, okay, compote. This is my granola, green granola. So this has got blue algae in it, which is spirulina in another world, and buckwheat. So I'm a great fan of buckwheat. Buckwheat is, it's a seed again, and it's gluten free. And amaranth. Have you tried amaranth yet? This is what I've made my porridge with. You can have it popped, and that's great. Just add it to your granolas. What else can I tell you? Our waters. Now, teas. I do like teas, but I also quite like just warm water. And I've done a selection of cleansing waters to drink when you first wake up in the morning. It kind of is an anti-inflammatory. So I've done some turmeric ones. Just a word on honey, putting honey into hot drinks. Never put them in to boiling water, blood heat, or really not above 40 degrees. Otherwise, just take it separately. It tends to become toxic in our digestive system. So I'm a bit like glue. So amazingly, it's wonderful raw, but never really heated. You lose all the probiotic, again, live bacteria when you heat it. So just be wary of that. Toast in the morning is pretty popular in my house also, and the sweet jams are really chock full of sugar. So I've done a chia berry jam with lavender, which is in my garden here, heaven. And I've also done a chocolate spread, not like that nasty Nutella that's full of rubbish. This is really, really delicious, and you can just spread that on toast with some banana. That's a great little snack. Yeah, what else did I want to tell you? I think I've told you most things. Chai tea. I've made a really delicious spiced chai tea. Again, I use my nut milks for that. Remember, when you're adding nut milks to hot liquids, make sure you've warmed up the nut milk. Never boil it because it curdles. But the two, when you marry them together, they've got to be roughly the same temperature, and that's when you avoid that curdle effect. That's kind of it. Next week I'm doing energy foods. So I'm going to the gym, and I like to kind of come back or take something on the way. After I've been to the gym, I want something to kind of give me a bit of energy. Mid-morning snacks, teas, snacking with a drink of kombucha. At night, so I'm doing dips, I'm doing energizing drinks, all plant-based, of course. So that will be next week. So this is all about giving you confidence. Do not feel overwhelmed. This is a long road ahead. It takes time. If you're still having eggs or bacon or meat, completely fine. This is just all about opening up another world for you and letting you know that you can eat. You don't need to eat meat. And it's a revelation. And you can actually really enjoy delicious foods without slabbing on the meat. Anyway, hope that is inspiring for you, and thank you for all your messages. I love hearing how you're getting on, and the recipes you're cooking look fantastic, and keep sending me those, and I shall see you next week. I'm happy to answer any questions. You've been emailing me, and I'm more than happy to help you with any questions you have. So good luck this week, enjoy your breakfasts, and I shall see you next week. Okay, bye.